what if I'm wrong and it breaks out? And if it breaks out, it's going to be a short squeeze. And so I'm just buying in so that when it breaks, I've got my position, at least some of my position on. So I'm buying and I'm continuing to buy as this thing goes. And if it hits that 39,000 zone, I'll probably, I'll spam the green button.
All right, so I'm going to add my commentary here. So right now, for me, the new breakout zone is the top of today's body, but it cannot go back there today. So this is for future days. So we have about 9 hours to go in today's market. I do not really expect us to close above $46,000 today. If anything, I expect us to close below 44,000. But this right here is my upcoming breakout area where this arrow starts to take effect. Now, my perfect buy zone right now is not necessarily price-based. It is more time-based. So my perfect buy zone will be the middle of next week when we are hitting an MRI bottom. Now, ideally, I would be able to pick it up on a giant swing low. But as we said earlier, because everyone is looking for something in the $39,000 to $41,000 range, I would probably be setting my limit orders to buy in the $42,000 range. As Willy said, there might be a potential of people front running the expectation of the very low 40,000s. So to play it safe, getting in at 42,000 may not be a bad idea. But if the price of Bitcoin closes below 40,000 on a daily chart and it goes past my MRI low, I would then be expecting a potential double MRI bottom, taking us all the way down to 35. But I still see this low $40,000 area as a decent buy zone. Okay, so that covers the pullback. Now, what about the upside, Willy? What are you looking at right now? Because for me, because we did not reach my initial buy target of the low $60,000 range, we came up just short. We went up to 58, didn't make it to the mid 60s. That's what I was looking for before a correction and then more upside. I now pretty much up my target because the moment we find this bottom over the next sometime in March or at worst April, but probably early March, I do believe we find a bottom and start to go up. Where do you see a potential top? Right now, I am looking into the mid 70s, if not low 80s, before a more substantial correction to potentially take us below 40.
Okay, so I've got a model around that, and I'm trying to pull it up here. I won't show it. I won't need to. But
so okay, Willy, I'll give the screen share back to you. So many people are asking us about Ethereum, guys. I couldn't care less about it.
And I have friends that looked into it that are much more technical than me. It's really, I'd be very, very surprised. I think I'd have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Maybe they can do it. But like, if we're talking about building the platform which we're going to build the world finance on, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I could talk to it, but if that fails, and I think it will, what we're left with is the new Litecoin, essentially the silver to Bitcoin gold that we'll swing into, and it's certainly liquid. And so I think of it as a secondary monetary asset, and it might continue for a long, long time if it fails as the world compute engine for derivative contracts or creating tokens or whatever you want to talk about. Anyway, back to the topic of price targets on the upside. Oh gosh, I think that the next step we're gonna clear the 55, 56, 55 $1 trillion dollar cap resistance. Next bid target is 63,000, 73 thereafter. I think we can get through that. I've got a model around the upper bound.
We're not on any screen share right now. If you did want to show something, go.
No, just talking to it. Yeah, I think that we've got potential to hit that 73, 75 zone. Well, I think that we're really due for a you know, a top, a proper top. But not sure. I really don't know. We might just continue doing these waves. That this is the second wave we've had. The first one was fundamental. The second one we're seeing is speculative. Maybe we just keep doing these sort of waves all the way up. Right now, my target, well, my upper bound is 70. Let's say $71,000 is what we can hit, and that's climbing all the time. It's very similar to the, it's just another model that I've got. It's based on the same inputs as the floor model, looking at capital flows, moving into the network between investors. But that's climbing. So, yeah, it's really, I don't know yet. Like the way I look at this market with the models that I have, we hit our first top in $42,000, and we pulled back. That was the first top of this 21, the 21 bull market. So right now we're just moving up to our next top, and I don't know what that's going to be, but yeah, let's say 75,000 right now. Maybe it'll go higher.
Okay, so here's the big question. You and I are both pretty bullish on this cycle. I mean, I have a more realistic upper target than many people. My upper target on this bullish swing is about 150,000. Most people have it upwards of 250 to 300. And by bullish cycle, I mean the ultimate top before the next halving.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about the next few months.
Right.
Okay.
No. We're getting there. So I am also assuming your target is upwards of 200,000 on the current 4-year halving cycle. I think that's safe to assume that because I've read your newsletter. But the question is, after your current shorter term target of the in the 70s, how likely do you think we are to then swing lower than the current low we would achieve before? So for example, say we turn around right now from $42,000 and we go to the mid 70s. Do you foresee a drop below 40,000 before the push next year to 150 to 300,000?
Yeah, it's not going below 40,000. I would say that with 99% certainty. It's,
Okay.
It's going to be high. I think that we're bounded in this bull cycle. If it's not all-time high, if we haven't hit the all-time high for the macro cycle top, we're in the range of 33% pullback on daily closes. So if we hit 75,000, then 50,000 is the bottom, according to that.
Got it. So you would be looking for a higher low once we hit that 70s range. You don't put much % chance on a sub 40 before the ultimate breakout this cycle.
Yeah, and that's not just guessing. That's with these models I've got, and it's like we had last time, I think it was 44%. I put in the newsletter 44% pullback in the bull market of 2017 on daily closes using this model. It was 66% in the 2013 cycle. So far, we're looking like 33% is this for 2017. And if you run a trend line across all of those, it's showing 33%. So if we hit 75,000, probably 50,000 is going to be the floor. If we hit 100,000, maybe 66%. 66,000 is the floor at that point. So something like that.
All right, I think that's a good way to end it. I'm just going to pull up screen share one more time. As you guys can see, I will be very, very curious what Bitcoin does 3 days from now, because we will be hitting the MRI bottom for a potential buying opportunity, unless we reverse right away right now. That's pretty much my outlook. The weekly is about to end. That is a disastrous week, but we're still in a nice bullish uptrend on a weekly scale. Short term, that is a nice rebound candle. I do not put that much emphasis on this candle, considering how much we dropped in the last 3 hours. I am still looking for slightly lower prices over the next 3 days, and then we will see from there. All right, guys. Once again, I've been joined by the one and only Willy Woo. You can follow him on Twitter as Woonamik. Dude, you broke 300,000 followers. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I have no idea why, because I wasn't even tweeting. No, I know why.